Hello, and welcome to POMA Does, a podcast produced by the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association. We provide a voice for osteopathic medicine and share insights on issues important to osteopathic physicians, residents, and students, as well as those who embrace the osteopathic philosophy. POMA's mission is to promote the distinctive philosophy and practice of osteopathic medicine for our patients, our members, and the communities we serve. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello and welcome. My name is Andy Sandusky. I am the POMA CEO. And today I am going to have a discussion with our new POMA President, George Wolters, DO. Dr. Wolters, hello. How are you?
Very well, especially since you didn't use the junior in my name.
Yes, that's been an ongoing issue. So, have you recovered from, the big shindig, the banquet that we had at Kalahari a couple of weeks ago?
It was an incredible convention. The lectures were wonderful, seeing the board, the house, and more importantly, seeing old friends and making some new ones. Definitely an interesting time.
Great. That's what it's all about. Fellowship, education. You ate good, you drink good, all is well, right?
Right.
So, as you embark on your new term here, 25-26 president, what are some of the things, or what is your underlying thrust in terms of your goals for the organization under your presidency?
Well, as I said during my remarks, basically I was hoping we could spend a year focusing on our volunteers, our members, the physicians out there who give their time, their abilities, their interests to attend our committees, our work groups, our task forces, the board, the house. They frequently at the expense of their work, their families, their leisure. We should try to make it as easy and as rewarding to them as possible. And I'm hoping this year we can focus on trying to do that. Well, I've been thinking about for a bit of time, since COVID, POMA has been through massive challenges. A new CEO, the rise of virtual meetings, which 10 years ago really were non-existent, loss of some of our key staff, the increase in our political influence in Harrisburg through our lobbying effort, our thrust into digital media. So many different things have happened so quickly that I think maybe we need to take a pause. The organization needs to take a pause. Look at what we've done, items that have been spectacularly successful, the lobbying effort in Harrisburg for one, and then look at other interests that could use some enhancement, that might benefit from some enhancement. I'm hoping that we can look and rework some of those ideas over the upcoming year.
Wow, that's great insight. I couldn't agree with you more. Certainly, we have had a very active few years, both with our presidencies, the leadership of those presidencies, and the boards. They have been very active in a very positive way. But you're right. We need to take some stock and figure out, where the next move's going to be in fulfillment of this strategic plan. So, yeah, I think you are on the right pathway. And I agree with you in terms of, the superlatives that you just shared. One of the things that we are working on here at POMA, and this was through the board's direction, and that is to tackle what we call a communications audit. And so the communications audit really comes in and scrubs the way that you are communicating and marketing to not only the members, but to the outside world. And how are we doing? Are we doing good? Are we doing bad? Are we doing in between? And ultimately share with us, give us a report and share with us, this is how you should be tackling things in the future to be more effective. Because one of my biggest things has been all of these wonderful things that you just talked about. We need to amplify that. We need to share that. People need to know that. Our members need to know that. The public needs to know that. Our legislators need to know that. So couldn't agree with you more. Appreciate everything that you stated.
It's odd. I've been thinking the same thing, that we do a wonderful job talking basically to our members and ourselves, but we don't reach out quite as well as we should to both the public, but more importantly to other Pennsylvania osteopathic physicians. Hopefully this year we can augment that effort a bit.
That is certainly one of the main goals, and I am very excited about our possibilities in that very area. Is there anything that you want to make sure that the osteopathic community knows about you before we end our conversation?
Well, as you know, I was somewhat surprised a few years ago when I was elected to the vice presidency. I had some very good advice from friends to attend as many meetings as I could and to read as many memos as I could to get to know the organization. Among the education that I did, I've tried to listen to all sides of an issue. I have a number of opinions, but I find that the more I listen, the more likely I am to think those opinions might need to be altered or changed a bit. A long professional career in emergency medicine convinced me that you always reevaluate what you think, because a lot of times your first thought wasn't correct. I'm hoping to continue that effort in the next year. You don't lose any ground by talking to people. And a lot of times you get a better outcome if you do listen.
Wonderful. And I've seen that firsthand in how you handle yourself and your ideas. You mean what you say and you say what you mean. But at the same time, if someone makes a good argument in the contrary, you're not afraid to change your mind. You're not afraid to change course. And that is the hallmark of a great leader, in my opinion. So I'm very excited as we move into 25, 26. I think you're right. We can take a big exhale, but so many things are in the hopper, so to speak, and moving forward that we're going to have a wonderful, successful time. So I thank you, Dr. Wolters. I look forward to working with you over the next year. And if anybody out there in podcast land has any questions for either myself or Dr. Wolters, please let me know. You can reach me at POMA@POMA.org, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you for listening.
And thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of POMA Does. Be sure to subscribe to POMA Does wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends and colleagues to tune in. Learn more about osteopathic medicine and POMA on our webpage, www.poma.org, and join the conversation on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Or email us at poma@poma.org. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time for another edition of POMA Does.